Hi guys, welcome to day 1 of my 30 days to 30. And in case you were wondering about that little quote in the stats before this video, today is also the first day of Sexual Assault Awareness Month, and it's a topic and an issue that I've really taken to heart due to the movie For Colored Girls Only. There's a rape scene in there. I don't want to give too much away, but there's a rape scene in there that really hit me hard because I've been in situations or put myself in situations where I possibly could have been raped. So throughout the month I'll also be giving you guys some info and letting you know about events throughout the US where things are going on, just some seminars or walks and so on and so forth. But anyway, so you want to know about my interview, don't you? Everybody at work wanted to know about my interview. And my thing is, when I go on an interview or if I take a test, kind of the same thing, I do my very best for me. And that's all that can be done. And worrying about it, stressing about it, having an opinion about it, positive or negative, is not going to change the result of that interview or test. So I generally don't speak about it. And I might be blunt and I might be rude in saying I don't want to talk about it, and everyone's thinking, well, she didn't do so well. It's not necessarily the case. But all that rambling aside, I'm gonna let you guys know what happened. So I went on an interview with the nurse recruiter at this children's hospital, and she didn't ask me any hard nursing questions. Like, I've heard stories about them asking you on the spot, well, this patient has this and that patient has that, who do you attend to, and kind of like prioritizing and delegating and so forth. But I didn't get any of that. I didn't even get, tell me about yourself. I hate that question. It's so broad. You never know where to start. But whatever. She asked me basically about my resume, my clinical rotations, my non-nursing work experience, when I graduated from school, when I took the NCLEX, and there was a pretty big gap between my graduating college and getting my license. So she asked me about that gap and what I did, and so I forget the details, but she basically asked me about that. And being that I got my associate's degree and it's a hospital that's been recognized through magnet status, she also asked me about getting my bachelor's degree, which I'm definitely interested in, and I might do a video on that later, but I don't want to get too in depth on that topic. So yeah, by the end of the interview, she's telling me about a couple med-surg positions that would be second or third shift, which is fine with me. I actually prefer third shift because then I don't have to deal with patients' families, not too many doctor's orders, and it's a little bit of a slower pace where I can catch up on the 1 or 2 years that I haven't been in a clinical setting, put it that way. And I don't have to do meds right out the gate. It's kind of done that around 11 o'clock right before I get in. So yeah, anyway, where was I? So she told me about a couple med-surg positions, and then she also told me about an OR internship because I'm interested in the OR. And she said that I would have to speak to the OR nurse manager before anything could be set in stone. But this internship would be starting the beginning of June. But I may have something else lined up at the end of June, which I will also do a video on another day once I get those plans finalized, if I do. And so she had me drive over to the hospital because HR was in a different town from the hospital. She had me drive over to the hospital and speak to the nurse manager, which I did. The nurse manager had the nurse educator sit in, and they kind of asked me more non-nursing type questions. Like, they kind of told me, in asking questions, they kind of told me that surgeons could be very bitchy and they might yell, and how would I deal with that, and also that the hospital might be kind of cliquey. You might have a group here and a group there, blah blah blah. How would I deal with that? And it was kind of hard to read them both, so I don't know how I looked in their eyes, but they were more or less giving me advice by the end of it. The only bad side about it is that they said that all the vacancies for the internship are filled. So what was the purpose of me going over to the hospital? That I don't know. They did say that some people move around, they change their mind and what have you. Things might open up, but for the most part, they have everybody they need. So it's not looking good for this OR internship. So I called the recruiter back when I got home, or while I was driving around, whatever, and told her, well, I spoke to so-and-so, I'm not dropping names, and she told me that all the positions are filled for this internship. And the nurse recruiter said, yeah, I know, I spoke to her after you left. Great, nice. And she said things were moving around, and basically the same thing that the nurse recruiter had told me. But she sounded a little more cold, like the nurse manager might have changed her mind in a negative way towards me. But at the same time, she ended the conversation with, talk to you soon. So I don't know how to take that. But being that I spoke to the nurse recruiter twice in one day, I didn't want to do any overkill, so I did not send her a thank you note. I'm a little unsure about that, so give me your opinion. Do you think I should send her one? But I did, however, send a thank you note to the OR nurse manager, because I do want to get into OR, but I don't know. Her advice was do med surg first and then come talk to me. But what's the point of an internship if I'm already a working nurse? I don't know. So that was the interview. I think that's all that happened. I did get stuck in the parking lot though, because it was paid parking and I hate paying for parking. I only had $3 on me and the minimum was 1 hour for $4. So thank God mommy was close and grown-ass Natasha had to call her mother to come save her. But all in all, it worked out. Anyway, I think that's it for today. I don't want to make these videos too long because I still have to edit this. So, yeah, I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.